absolutely beautiful. I'm trying to look at you, but she's right over.
Welcome back, everyone. It's going to be a tough interview, I'm telling you right now. They're friends, they were brothers, and then they were brothers by other mothers. And that's this guy, Sonny.
Jess, how are you?
This is Sonny B. Sonny Bonaccio, president owner of Bonaccio Construction. A real fixture around Saratoga. Sonny, today we covered a really great story. And thank you for taking the time to come in to discuss it. Cafe Lena is really at a crossroad. Been in business for 55 years, an institution, part of historic downtown Saratoga. They needed somebody like you to come in and say, hey, wait a minute, I can help bring you into the 21st century, and we can probably work together to make this happen. And that's what happened today. This on top of Universal Preservation Hall, which we'll touch on in a minute, are two very, very interesting projects that help the culture of Saratoga. What's behind it?
Well, I got to tell you, our love for Saratoga, I think, we don't talk about it, we show it. And for us, having a vibrant downtown is a lot of different things. It's people living downtown. It's rehabbing some of our old history. It's adding new structures. We were really, really happy when we were able to put together, bringing the bookstore back downtown, being instrumental in, after 35 years, opening the new movie theater back into downtown corridor, having a grocery store that we know will be there for, generations now. So amenities, for us, it's always been, if you give people a reason to live in a core, they will kind of come.
Yeah, that's
adage.
Right.
And one of the things is you go and travel to cities like Austin, Texas, you can see that live music is just this enormous part of their culture. And once again, another amenity. And Cafe Lena has done a tremendous job over the last 55 years, and Putnam Den has done some really cool shows. And one of the things that we wanted to focus on was making sure that year-round, through the winter, summer, spring, fall, that we in Saratoga have those types of shows that we can offer. So really happy to be working with Teddy Foster and Philip Morris on UPH, which will seat 600-700 people. We're looking at 280 to 300 nights a year of different things, lectures, performances, and Cafe Lena, which has been a staple in Saratoga for the history of Cafe Lena. If you haven't looked into it, it's pretty amazing. Bob Dylan and Ella Guthrie, and just it's in the chamber in the U.S. Congress. In the library at U.S. Congress, it's a staple. I mean, it's part of our culture. So when Cafe Lena came to us and asked, hey, this is and we've been working on that building for years. There was structural stuff that we did for Hattie's, for Jasper and Beth. So we knew the building well, we knew the architect well, we knew the people well. And when they came to me with what their situation was of trying to figure out how to get accessibility and redo the roof and redo the space, and always just trying to raise money is tough. There's a lot of other things that go on in Saratoga, and money kind of goes in a lot of directions. We immediately started focusing on the property next door, which is some parking. And we came up with a way because both properties are kind of small and elevators are expensive, we came up with a way to have a shared vertical accessibility between both projects. So what we're really doing is we're moving the property line so it touches the existing Sweet Mimi's elevation wall, and we're going to create a common elevator stairwell that will be owned by the new building, but Cafe Lena gets, it's a right-of-way in perpetuity. So instead of going up those very narrow stairs and that aren't code now, we'll have the proper access point going in. We've set it back in off the street, so there'll be some really interesting signage, a place to display what's going on at Cafe Lena, and then both properties will be able to utilize the elevator. So in addition to the elevator and the stairs, we also donated money to redo the roof and kind of kick it off. And as Stanley said today, and Sarah, they're about 2/3 of the way through where they need to get financially, so they're in a good spot.
Well, while we talked to them initially, God, it's over a year ago now, and I interviewed them about this project. And they need to raise a lot of capital funds. This is an old building. So you know what? It's really, there's two issues here. One is, how do you have the expertise when it's not your core business to figure out how to save a building that's historic? So you need somebody with that profession, but then you need somebody that also has the sense of giving that you do, which is what we're talking about, just, making this a cultural center. I've been to Austin, Texas many times, and it always reminded me of Saratoga. There was just something about that town that always reminds me of Saratoga. So the more that we can do here to be able to foster that part of the arts, music and performance and lectures and speeches and stuff like that. It just really adds to the vibrancy of the downtown. Now, you're really partnering with them because you're going to be putting a building on that corner lot that's going to share that elevator, correct? But again, small business, right?
Well, I mean, it's a decent-sized project. It's going to have 1,300 square foot of commercial space on the ground floor, and then there are going to be 8 residential for-sale units above. And we're excited to start working with the land use boards. But the basic structure of the deal is Cafe Lena owned that vacant lot, and we're moving the property line so that I will have possession of the lot when it's said and done. We'll construct the building, and then they wind up with the in perpetuity vertical access plus additional funds from the lot for
the
their
selling of the lot. You're moving right back in
for their rehab. Yeah, so
to take the roof and any of those other kinds of things that need to be done in that building.
Exactly.
Well, Sonny, thanks very much for taking the time to come in. I do want to talk about Universal Preservation Hall because we also interviewed Teddy. She was a blast. They are so dedicated between her and Philip. They're really going to do something with that space. But again, if you didn't jump in, they couldn't do it.
Yeah,
So,
well, I mean, I've worked with Philip Morris for many years. We're on a lot of boards together, and if you don't meet him, if you haven't met him, he is just a little,
Yes.
he's a ball of energy, and so is Teddy. So the key with that project was to partner with proctors. You know, the building, the people that have been involved in UPH did $3 million worth of structural work and saved the building. Had the likes of Jeff File and Mr. Lewis not been involved, the building would have been demolished. So they stabilized it, and then looking at it, we really needed to partner with somebody that knows how to do performance space.
Well, you know what? I went into that space. That's a big space to take on. You know what? That ceiling seems to go up forever. Reaches the heavens, which I think was the original purpose of it. Because it was a church, right?
It absolutely was. No, and and bringing in proctors, they do so much with historic tax credits, and I mean, they really know the ropes with grants and credits, and so once we brought them in, everybody took that job really serious. So we have still a fair amount of money to raise, but everyone is fully committed, and the drawings are being wrapped up now, and we're really excited.
It was great to see you this morning over there. Great to have you come in and just fill us in. Great, Sonny.
Thank you.
That's it. To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.